Let's bring in pollster, communication analyst Frank Luntz. He partnered with the de Beaumont Foundation on the poll. Frank, what would you say are the biggest headlines as it relates to this question that employers are trying to figure out about whether they have to mandate a vaccine to bring people back to work?
Well, there's a special moment right now. You've got kids going back to school. You've got the FDA giving full approval for the Pfizer vaccine. And you've got concern over the Delta variant. And those three should encourage adults and even young people to get vaccinated. And yet, right now, the U.S. is not even in the top 10 globally. My concern is that if we continue to see this hesitation, it's going to have a tremendous impact on the economy, as parents will have to stay home, as parents will be focused on the concerns for the security for their own children, and that they won't be able to get the economy back up in order. In the end, our economy does not function the way that it should unless parents are back working and not having to take care of their kids at home.
No question about it. What have you found as far as the decision from the FDA to grant full approval to Pfizer and what that's going to mean for increased uptake in vaccinations? How big of a factor was that really holding people back?
It's a very big factor. It's the number one concern. We've been polling for de Beaumont now for the last 8 months, and the lack of FDA approval was the single greatest hesitation. So you're going to see this tremendous pickup in vaccines over the next 30 days, and hopefully that means that corporations don't have to mandate it. But what Delta Airlines, for example, is doing is saying, no, you get a chance to choose whether or not you'll be vaccinated. But because you're going to cost us more money in your health requirements, then you're going to have to pay more for your health insurance. I think that's the perfect way to handle it. In the end, the public does not want to mandate it, but they want everyone to get vaccinated. And one more point, that this impact of the combination of Delta, the schools, and the FDA, when you still have 1 out of 4 Americans saying that they're not going to get vaccinated, that's a tremendous number. And the consequence of that is we are never going to hit herd immunity. We are going to continue to be impacted by these variants if that number stays where it is. I'm very pessimistic unless we can get more people vaccinated and reduce that concern.
Frank, is it your read that 1/4 of Americans, or more than half of those unvaccinated who say they absolutely will not get it, are they beyond persuasion at this point, or is there an amount of kind of incentives and inconveniences that they might respond to down the road as maybe the heat gets dialed down slightly on the issue if that happens?
Well, that's the question. And my answer right now, based on the de Beaumont polling, is that you're going to have to do some sort of carrot and stick. That if you're in an industry where you can be affected by the spread of the variant, then you have to take action. The public will get vaccinated if they know that they can't enter restaurants. They will get vaccinated if they know they cannot fly. They will get vaccinated if they know that their kids cannot attend school. We know this. The objective is not to mandate it. The objective is to establish protocols. And through those protocols, people get a chance to make the decision. Your life returns to normal if you follow the protocol. If you don't, then there are consequences to that.
I think it's an important takeaway for businesses, too, especially your point in the report about mask protocols instead of saying mask mandates, so people don't feel like their liberties are taken away from them. Finally, though, Frank, in the time that we have you, I wanted to ask about kids and how likely vaccinated parents are to vaccinate their children and why the rate is so low on kids 12 to 18 that are eligible now to be vaccinated.
Because those parents are the ones least likely to be vaccinated themselves. If you're over age 50, virtually everyone has got it. If you're under age 40, you still have a very high degree of parents who are not vaccinated, and so they're not vaccinating their kids. The key here is to get teachers involved, get pediatricians involved, get pharmacists involved, and get doctors involved. We need a personal outreach. In fact, everyone who's watching now, who's from the medical profession, please get involved in this discussion. The public will trust you more. A pediatrician is the most credible source for information, and your pediatrician is the most credible of all.